friends, welcome to another episode of Killingly Public Library's craft video series. Today we're going to make a bat bunting, perfect for kind of October, I think, don't you? So we're going to start with some book pages, and I have several different bat templates that I've made. I just printed something offline. But I printed a few, and then I chose one and I traced it onto some black construction paper, and I'm just making three. But if you have more book pages and you want to create a bunting a little larger, I thought three would be just enough for the video. I also have three different buttons. I went with some kind of typical colors for the month of October, but you could do just orange, or you could go with just white buttons, I suppose, or just to omit the buttons even. Maybe try some beads or sequins, hole punched paper, anything that you have to just kind of jazz it up a little bit. I wasn't sure what kind of yarn or thread I wanted for hanging, maybe some twine, and then I ran across this yarn in my bundle and I thought, oh, perfect, because the colors really complement my buttons. But maybe you want to go traditional with something like just the black yarn or some twine or even some beige yarn to kind of coordinate well with your aged book pages. So the first, after your bats are traced, you want to take your book page and kind of give it the bunting shape. You could do this sort of shape, or you could do one point, something, let's see, well, I'll do one, shall I? So I went up 3.5 inches with a ruler on my page that I did cut, and just kind of mark that so we know. And instead of what I had done for this was I cut up and then I cut in for just a pointed like so kind of bunting. We're going to go out this way, so we're going to then find half of the page, which this is about 5 inches wide, so we're going to mark it at 2.5 inches and then just kind of cut up to the 3.5 inch mark that we've made. And you can write across your book page if you'd like, because you're going to flip it around and nobody's going to see it, or you can use pencil and then erase it after. So I'm just making a little mark, just a little mark across the page, so I can kind of eyeball where I want it to go. So, and I'm not doing anything perfect. I'm just eyeballing it. And see that I didn't eyeball very good, so let's do it this way. Much easier to go up than down. Okay, so there's that page, or this page. I have both of these. I wanted my bunting to be all the same, so I think I like this. I think I like the sharp edges of this a little better with my bat, so this is the one I'm going to choose. And I would just take my paper here and I'm just going to mark it the 3.5 inch, and I didn't, honestly, I didn't even measure this when I cut it initially, so I don't even know if it's in the middle of the page or not, but I'm just going to measure up 3.5 inches, and that's where I'm going to cut. And my line may not even be straight, but I'm just going to cut up 3.5 inches like so. And then I'm just going to go from each corner up to the end of where I've cut. Here. And one more. Once you have your pages all cut for your bunting, you want to take and glue your bats on and your buttons. And when you're placing your bats, be mindful of the fact that you're going to kind of fold this over to make like a tunnel for your yarn or string or twine, whatever you're threading it with, over. So, you know, allow about, you know, a 1/2 inch or so. Just visualize that. And make sure you're gluing the bats, not where you traced with your pencil. Okay, I have my book pages done. I went with 3 different color buttons, but you could use no buttons or something totally different. Maybe cut some letters out to spell something like maybe boo, or you could do a lot of pages and do something like happy Halloween. There's you know, all kinds of, or happy fall, all kinds of options and ideas. I'm just going with 2 yards of my yarn. Isn't this really cool yarn? It's really neat. I think it'll look nice with my different colored buttons that I'm using. But you know, work with what works for you. I'm going to keep about 18 inches of yarn out so that when I hang it, I have plenty of room for tying it off wherever I decide to. And it's okay if there's extra after, I can cut it off if I need to. But if I don't have enough to begin with, then I'm going to run into a problem. I'm just going to take my book page and fold it over just a little bit, like I said, to make kind of like a tunnel, so you can see what I'm talking about here, I think. Okay, and glue down. You could staple too if you want. I think the glue would just look nicer. It would have a better finished edge. And I'm just using the glue stick today, but you could use a glue gun if you want. And actually, I think I'm going to fold just a tiny bit more because that's not going to give me quite enough. So you probably want measurements. I just did this by eye. Let's see, what did I fold down? I folded a little more than a 1/2 inch. So it's maybe like 5/8 of an inch. I'm just going to do a little glue along the edge, and then I'm going to slide it over my yarn. You could thread your yarn through after, but I think that would be a little more difficult. So I've just rubbed a little glue at the very top, not the whole thing, because I want to be able to slide my pages if I need to. And I'm just going to lay the yarn right in where the fold is and just bring that over and press it down. See? There you go, see that? And you can see the back. It's folded over and you can't see where the yarn is, but it allows me to be able to slide this if I need to. Okay. And I'm going to put the other two on. And there's the bunting. Isn't that cute? I mean, it was pretty simple, and you probably have things laying around the house that you could create this with. And you could even make it a larger bunting. I just went with the 3 bats, but you could do an assortment of different creatures for the fall. Maybe some ghosts and bats together, some pumpkins. I mean, you could make it less creepy by doing pumpkins, or throw a jack-o'-lantern on there with a mean, scary face, something like that. So, and don't forget to leave a little extra room for hanging. And they do move around, so you can put them closer together, farther apart. Maybe you have something you want to hang in the middle. I don't know what, I'm not thinking of anything at the moment, but yeah, just some little things to play around with and get creative. I'd love to see your finished projects. Send them along to info@killinglypl.org. And I'll catch you in another one of our craft videos. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.